Big news on last night for the Tribe as the Progressive Field magic continues. Laporta with a long fly ball, deep left field. Gone! The Indians win it! Their 12th walk-off win of the year. And the Indians do it again. Off the field, the Indians agreed to add Ubaldo Jimenez from the Rockies and traded away Orlando Cabrera. We'll have all the news as the Indians try to make it 2 out of 3 against the Royals next on Sports Time Ohio. And a beautiful morning in downtown Cleveland as the Indians prepare to battle the Kansas City Royals, wrapping up this long homestand. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Tried with a thrilling win in the bottom of the ninth last night, but that was all sort of overshadowed by the off-the-field news. The Indians trading away Orlando Cabrera officially after the game for Thomas Neal and adding Ubaldo Jimenez. At least they've agreed to this deal. It's all pending Jimenez passing a physical at some point today.
Well, and it's going to give the Indians another pitcher at the front end of the rotation. And, you know, with being only a game and a half out of first place, you have to love this move. A guy that won 19 games, he was 6-9 this year, got off to a slow start. But the Rockies are going to get Alex White, Joe Gardner, Matt McBride, and we think Drew Pomeranz. And as you said, it's not official yet until it is announced, but we think everything is a done deal.
And obviously you have to like the fact that you're adding a top of the rotation starter. Yes, the price was steep, but you're going to get a guy who steps in right now.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like the deal. He can come over here. It's going to be a new league for him, but it doesn't matter. It gives you a good guy at the front end of that rotation. You have to love it.
And I mentioned the Indians trading Orlando Cabrera to the San Francisco Giants. They desperately need somebody to play shortstop. He's going to go over there and play shortstop every day. And the Indians get a right-handed bat, Thomas Neal, in return.
Yeah, he was in AAA, and Cabrera did a nice job when he was here. He was a veteran leadership, but he's wearing down. He's at the end of his career. They get to call up Jason Donald, who's been playing very well down at AAA. He's in there playing third base today. So, Jason, he's going to get his chance. I like that as well.
All right, pitching matchup today. Fausto Carmona gets the ball for the Tribe against hard-throwing left-hander Danny Duffy of Kansas City. Our pitching matchup brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram.
Well, Danny Duffy getting the start. Kyle Davis was a scheduled starter. He had some shoulder issues after his start in Boston, and he's had them, most of the year. So Duffy will get the start first time he's faced the Indians. But Fausto Carmona for the Tribe, coming off a very good start against the Angels. He did not allow a run in his 6 innings, and he did not get a win. He had a no decision, but pitched very well. So his 2 starts since coming off the DL, one in Minnesota, he pitched well, giving up 2 runs in his 12 innings. So let's see if Fausto can continue his pitching performance.
No question about it, because he struggled through a miserable month of June where his ERA was close to 8, but pitching much better here since coming off the DL. We're back with play-by-play action coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio. make a good horse.
That's a horse head right there. El Caballo.
El Caballo. That's exactly right. All right, we're ready to go here at Progressive Field on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon as the Indians and the Royals put the wraps on this 3-game series. Fausto Carmona will be on the bump for the Indians. And with that, let's look at Ned Yost's starting 9 for Kansas City. Alex Gordon having a good series in the leadoff spot, followed by Melky Cabrera. Billy Butler hitting third. Then it's Eric Hosmer with an 11-game hitting streak. Jeff Francoeur and Mike Moustakas. Brian Pena back behind the plate. Chris Getz and Alcides Escobar rounded out.
Fausto Carmona on the mound for the Indians this afternoon. His 21st start, a record of 5-10, 534 earned run average. In his last 4 starts, he has a 1-1 record and 2.25 ERA. He's pitched well, and since coming off the DL in his last 2 starts, 12 innings, 11 hits, just 2 runs, but did not give up any in his last start. Against the Central this year, he is 3-3 and a very high ERA. So we'll see what he can do against the Kansas City Royals. He beat them once this year. He is 6-4 against the Royals in his career. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. It'll be Austin Kearns in left, Michael Brantley back in center, Kosuke Fukudome out and right. And guess who's at third? Jason Donald just getting called back up as Drupal Cabrera at short. Jason Kipnis at second. Santana will be at first. Lou Marson behind the plate.
The umpires for today's game, Wally Bell calling the balls and strikes. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, at first. Scott Berry at second. Laz Diaz down at third. So Fausto Carmona, coming off back-to-back very impressive starts. He went 6 innings in each of his last 2 starts, giving up a total of just 2 runs, and that came in the start against Minnesota. And so for the Indians, they're hoping that Carmona can stay in that rhythm, in that groove.
Yeah, he went 7 innings in his only start against the Royals this year and pitched a good ball game. 5 hits, 2 runs. I'm anxious to see how this Kansas City offense attacks Carmona, because they were aggressive off Justin Masterson last night early in the count.
Alex Gordon bunts it foul over top of the Indians' dugout.
Masterson, another good start. He had nothing to show for it last night, but just another quality, good start for him.
Gordon shoots it out of play. It's 0-2.
Boy, you talk about just a picture-perfect day, huh? Not a cloud in the sky.
.84 degrees, just a light breeze blowing from left to right. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gordon has had a lot of success against Carmona, and he's 3 for 7 in this series with a double and a homer.
Boy, they moved him into the leadoff spot, and here's a guy with a little pop. You know, he's a tough out to start the ball game. He has 31 doubles, 13 home runs, 4 triples. And he has swung the bat very well. Let alone, defensively, we saw he had another assist last night. What was that, 17? And another guy thrown out at the plate.
Ties the franchise record for most assists in a season. Bouncer to first, backhanded by Santana. 1 down.
Well, that in-between hop, you see, he stayed put, kept his ground, goes off the heel of his glove, but right there to grab it and step on first base.
Lou Marson behind the plate today as Santana patrols first. Melky Cabrera looks at a ball outside. Cabrera 5 for 10 in the series. What
did
was
he
that?
do? He flipped it to Cabrera. Cabrera ended up catching it. He wanted to change balls. I don't know if Marson saw him or what. That was a little strange. Let's see this now. He wants to change baseballs. Carmona does. So Lou wants the baseball. He was going to throw it, but he didn't put his glove up, so he throws it. It comes inside to Cabrera.
Right through the box. Didn't hit it hard, and that may have been why Carmona couldn't corral it.
Yeah, it was almost like a changeup. It had a lot of spin because it was hit off the end of the bat and it cracked his bat. He's having a good series, too, swinging it well.
You're not kidding.
I mean, this ball had a lot of spin to it, and as a pitcher, you think it's going to be hit harder than what it is. Off the end of the bat, and he thought, he's upset. But you can't blame pitchers. You expect that ball to get to you in a hurry. And when it doesn't get there, you just do not expect it.
All right, so here's Billy Butler. As Cabrera takes his lead at first, he has 14 steals on the year. And Butler looks at ball one.
Yeah, we witnessed this is a Kansas City team. Ned Yost will start his runners. It doesn't matter what count and what runners on base. They lead the league in stolen bases with 105. They have been caught, though, 37 times, which is the second most.
And a line drive base hit to left field for Butler.
Muscled it.
Back-to-back singles here in the first for Kansas City.
That's just strength right there by Billy Butler. That ball moving in and getting in down on the trademark. Check this pitch out on our Time Warner Cable pitch tracker. They're sitting down and away, and it has some run to it. It gets down on the trademark, and he just muscles it out of there, so it's back-to-back singles for the Royals.
Eric Hosmer stands in 1 for 8 in the series for KC. And it's up high for ball one. Hosmer riding an 11-game hitting streak. And during his streak, in those 11 games, he has 20 hits. Chase to sinker, and it's 1-1. Hosmer was called up on May the 6th, and at that time, he was leading all of the minor leagues in batting average and on-base percentage. He has not disappointed.
Well, one of those guys that they were going to wait to bring him up.
Cabrera's only play is at first base. Boy, he would have loved. Did he tip the bag? He did. I wasn't sure if he kicked the bag or not, but he did. Second base umpire Scott Berry says yes, indeed, he did tick it with his toe. It's an inning-ending double play, and the Indians will be coming to bat. Cabrera has this toe on the bag and the ball.
Not even close. I mean, I'm surprised that he got the call, and Ned Yost is still out there arguing it, and every right to do so.
He was out there the entire time in between innings while we left you. He just now has gone back into the dugout. Well, but he let John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, hear about it after he wore out Scott Berry, the umpire who made the call.
Right. John Hirschbeck is at first base. He's the crew chief. And Scott Berry, I'll tell you what, that was it's a break for the Indians, but he wasn't even close.
Indians starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Santana's had a great series with 3 doubles. Laporta, the big walk-off game-winning homer last night. Jason Donald making his season debut with the Tribe here today, batting 8th.
Danny Duffy on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, making his 13th start, a record of 2-4, ERA at 5.17. And his first start against the Cleveland Indians. He was not scheduled to pitch today. He is filling in. Kyle Davies had the right shoulder issues or problems, and it wasn't announced till this morning.
Yeah. And there was a lot of talk that Davies was on the move, potentially trade bait, but that all but squashes that now for Kansas City. Michael Brantley 2 for 7 in the series. Royals certainly have high hopes for Duffy. He's one of their young pitchers that they are hoping will be here for a long time to come.
Yeah, 22 years old. Good arm, fastball, a slider, changeup. Gets it low to the mid-90s. 3rd round pick in 2007.
The 2-1 pitch. And Brantley lifts it to left. Gordon racing into foul ground. Can't get there and then slams into the tarp. And let's see if he's okay.
Yeah, you got to be careful. He's okay. There's not a lot of foul territory over there, and you're looking up into that high sky, the bright sun, and he knows he's getting close to that tarp. But he had the brakes out enough to accept the blow.
Michael Brantley is out looking to start the game for Cleveland.
Take a look at the Royals Home Depot defense this afternoon. Gordon is in left, Cabrera in center, Francoeur is in right. Mustakas at third, Escobar at short, Getz at second, Hosmer at first with Pena behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Jason Kipnis was 0 for 4 last night. With Orlando Cabrera being traded to San Francisco at the conclusion of last night's game, figures to get the bulk of the playing time at second base now. However, Jason Donald, who was called up today, will also be able to fill in at second base. He's at third today, and primarily Jason told me he was playing shortstop and third base at AAA. But we saw him last year, and he can certainly play second. Getz throws out Kipnis, 2 down. With more on the Indians, Jason Donald, let's check in with Katie Witham.
Well, guys, you got to keep in mind, Jason Donald really has overcome a lot this season. He started the year with a broken hand, recovered from that, and then he had a sprained left knee, and it just goes to show what type of player this guy is. And you know what? Coming in here, he was batting .310 down in Columbus with 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. Manny Acta told me earlier he will be the go-to guy at second base, third base, and shortstop, as you mentioned, Matt.
All right, thanks, Katie. As Dribble Cabrera, swing and a miss. Now, one thing about Jason Donald, for all the bad breaks he's had this year, he's kept a very good and positive, upbeat attitude.
Yeah.
It'd be easy to be a salty baseball player after, you're ticketed to be the opening day third baseman, and then you get a bad break where a pitch hits you in the hand, you go on the deal to start the year. And
that's how baseball works. sometimes. It's strange, but he a battle, and he does have a good attitude. But my next question would be, what happens to Jack Hanahan now if Donald's going to be the third baseman, second baseman, and move around? Because Hanahan would be playing today instead of Donald. He's been playing left-hand, against left-handers at third base, and Chisenhall's going to get to play against righties. There's no question. So that would be my question. What happens to this guy?
Bouncer towards short, slowly hit the third baseman. Moustakas throws low, not in time. Cabrera beats it out for an infield single.
Yeah, that one bobble by Moustakas and the double clutch getting it out of the glove enabled Cabrera to beat it out down the line. He tops it. That's a high breaking ball, high curve ball. He's coming in, and watch, once, twice, and he just didn't have the grip on it getting out of the glove, and enables Cabrera to beat it out for an infield single.
So a 2-out base runner for Carlos Santana. Oh, a good rip, but it's fouled straight back. Santana, 3 hits in the series. All 3 have gone for extra bases. Carlos with a hit in 4 of his last 5 games, going 6 for his last 18. And that's certainly a good sign with the Indians' offense struggling of late. If Santana can get on a roll and stay hot for a while, that would.
Well, I hope he builds off that 9th inning hit last night that doubled down the third baseline from the left side of the plate. He had 2 strikes on him. They got him.
Time was called by the batter, Santana.
No kidding.
Wally Bell had signaled time before the play began.
Well, they guessed right. They saw Cabrera. That was a late timeout for me. He's set and ready to go. Oh, boy. And he was going to first base. Once again, the Indians catch a break. They've had 2 here in the first inning.
And he goes to first again, and they've got him again. And the throwback gets Cabrera. That'll end the inning. No score after 1. To you by McDonald's. The Mango Pineapple Real Fruit Smoothie has arrived. By your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And by AT&T. Second inning here at Progressive Field. Jeff Francoeur, Mike Moustakas, Brian Pena for the Royals.
What are they trading there? A little cookie for something else?
Well, it's the trading deadline. They've only
That's
got a few more hours.
That's legal. They got to get it approved first.
Is that the commissioner?
Yeah, could be. She's doing all the eating right there. I don't see the kids eating.
Baseball's trading deadline comes up at 4 o'clock this afternoon, but that's just the deadline for trades that don't involve waivers.
Correct.
As we've seen in recent years, you can see a lot of activity still in the month of August as Francoeur tees off and drives it deep to the bleachers in left field. Jeff Francoeur gives Kansas City a 1-0 lead, his 14th home run on the season.
That's a 17th home run given up by Fausto this year. And, you know, I got to think about it because yesterday when Masterson was throwing those sinkers down and in, he wore this guy out inside. And he may be looking in there today, and Carmona just didn't get it in there. And Francoeur gives him a 1-0 lead on his 14th homer of the year. Watch this ball. Time Warner pitch tracker right down in the end, and he turns on it.
Mike Moustakas fouls one right back. No balls, 2 strikes. Carmona with the 0-2. And a check swing, it was down low. He did not go around. Moustakas batting just below the 200 mark. Popped into shallow left center. Cabrera out, looking up into the sun, makes the grab for out number 1. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Miller High Life. This summer, find out how giving back bottle caps can give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. 1-0 Kansas City here in the second inning. Brian Pena steps in now for Kansas City. Matt Trainer was catching in last night's game, and he was involved in a pretty wicked collision at home plate with Matt Laporta. Trainer was knocked unconscious almost immediately, and then when he got to his feet, manager Ned Yost said he was dazed and didn't know what planet he was on as they walked back to the dugout. He was taken to a nearby hospital for tests. He was placed on the 7-day concussion disabled list, but I talked with one of the Royals broadcasters, Steve Stewart, who rode over in a cab with Trainer today, said he was, very clear-headed, and he said, boy, I wish I could just get right back in there and play today. That's how good he felt. Cabrera on the run, throws out Pena, 2 down. So that's good news because when this happened initially, man, he got knocked for a serious loop.
He had a look on his face after he got up. Boom, there it was. The Laporta's shoulder caught him right on the side of the jaw, and he's out right there. How he held on to the ball is beyond me. It was in the glove. It was a clean slide. It was a great throw. Look at the look on his face right now. What planet am I on? He doesn't know. It's like a boxer getting knocked out in the ring right there. He came out, but that's good news that he feels okay today, and I'm sure they'll run some more tests.
Manny Pena was called up to take his spot on the roster during the 7-day DL stint. Now the 0-1. And Chris Getz, boy, looked like a pretty good pitch, but the count evens at 1-1. In the hole, backhanded by Cabrera, off balance throw, and he got him. Another sensational effort by the Indians' all-star shortstop is Asdrubal Cabrera, and that ends the second. But Kansas City is now on top 1-0. Second inning. Carlos Santana, Matt Laporta, and Kosuke Fukudome for the Tribe. Danny Duffy starts Santana off with the breaking ball. Carlos was at the plate when Asdrubal Cabrera got caught trying to take off for second base to end the first inning. And Santana promptly lines it into right field for a base hit to lead off inning number 2. Our great clip of the game last night in the bottom of the ninth with 2 down. Matt Laporta delivers a game-winning 3-run homer to give the Indians a come-from-behind 5-2 win. Relax, you're at Great Clips. 12 walk-off wins for the Indians here at home this season.
Now 5 coming on a long ball.
Mm-hmm.
They have had a lot of magic late in this ballpark this year.
Well, Manny Acta said he was going to go out and somehow put the number 9 up over the first inning on the scoreboard to see if he could convince his guys to hit early in the game like they do late.
He likes, it's fun when you can play with a lead. This has just been a lean homestand for him offensively.
Matt Laporta is a guy who plays right into that theme, though. This year, in the first 3 innings of games, his average is .211 with 3 homers. In innings 4 through 6, his average is .221 with 1 homer. In innings 7 through 9, he's hitting .284 with 6 of his home runs.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out.
Duffy with a long pause.
He's just waiting for the hitter to call time. He just wants him to hold it. I don't know where Santana's going. But another nice swing by Carlos going the other way. Those base hits like that, they'll get you fastballs inside.
2 balls and a strike. Duffy's 2-1. And that evens the count. 2-2 pitch. And he strikes out Laporta. Second K for Duffy, one down here in the second inning. Tonight at 10 on Browns Training Camp Daily, Andre Knott, Mary Kay Cabot, and Vic Carucci will feature interviews with Browns head coach Pat Shurmur, linebacker Scott Fujita, and Andre Knott will go one-on-one with it. Browns kicker Phil Dawson. That's coming up tonight at 10 right here on Sports Time Ohio. Kosuke Fukudome picked up his first RBI as an Indian last night. He tied the game with a sac fly in the bottom of the ninth. And then 2 batters later, it was Laporta who won it with the 3-run homer. Up high, 2-0. Back over the screen, 2-1. Duffy delivers, and Fukudome checks. It's up high, 3-1. Fouled away, full count. He's had Santana going back to the bag on almost every single pitch.
Well, Sandy he's I'm sure telling him, don't get picked off or anything, but don't take a bigger lead and end up going back to first base. Shorten your lead a little bit, and then you can go off. He's not going to come to first base. Now, he might with a 3-2 count thinking you're going to run in this situation, but you're not going to with the left-hander on deck or up at the plate because you're not going to get a jump, period.
Fukudome fouls it back just below us.
Again, he came back to first base.
This time Santana doesn't move back, and if the pitch is outside, ball 4. So 2 on with 1 out here in the second inning. And it will bring up the right-handed hitting Austin Kearns with Jason Donald on deck. Now Pena's going to go out and talk to Duffy. There were still rumors last night swirling around after the Indians had agreed to the trade to acquire Ubaldo Jimenez and after they had traded Orlando Cabrera that they were still looking for a right-handed bat to add before today's 4 o'clock trading deadline. A lot of those reports had them targeting Ryan Ludwig of the San Diego Padres. Swung on and missed, but as of game time today, those were all still just rumors. Now the 0-1 to Kearns. 0-2.
Yeah, he threw those 2 fastballs right by Austin. They're about 92 miles an hour.
Remember, it was on this day a year ago that Austin Kearns
came
out of the game and
We were in Toronto, weren't we?
Now the 2-strike pitch. Popped him up. Pena looking up into the sun. He and Moustakas converge, and Pena grabs it. 2 down.
Well, that's a good battle right there by Pena to stay with that ball with basically no glasses on, shading him. Moustakas tried to come in and take it from him, but Pena hung in there, man. It's a good play. And you can see the third baseman has the glasses on, but now watch Pena. He's going to have to use his glove to shade the sun. There you go. He's battling. That wind's taking it, pushing it. Normally that ball will come back into play. That was a tough play. Not as easy as he made it look. I'll put it that way.
And Pena needs to do a lot of work to get back in good graces with his manager, Ned Yost, who was not pleased with the way Pena handled a throw to the plate by Jeff Francoeur last night.
Right.
Felt they should have had a runner thrown out at the dish.
Well, Ned Yost being a former catcher, and also how about the pass ball that allowed the runner to go from first to second late in the game that set up an inning for him. So as a former catcher, little things make a difference. Calling the games, making pitchers, you're involved on every pitch. So
he took particular issue with Pena's play at the plate because he said he loses proximity of the plate. He said the throw was there. He's got to get in front of the plate. He's got to block the plate. And he said, I don't know why he didn't do it.
Watch where his hands are, Matt. They're at his waist. They're not out in front to hit the foot coming in here. You see where his hands were? They were back. He was waiting for the blow. He should have went out in front of home plate. He was behind the plate, allowed the foot to get in there by Chisenhall, and that's the second time he did that this year. He did it one time against the Texas Rangers when Mike Napoli was running. Cost him a ball game.
You could say it cost him last night.
Yeah, it did.
In some ways.
That was their first run they scored. It tied the game up. It was 1-0 at that time.
Well, Jason Donald getting an opportunity after putting up strong numbers at AAA Columbus. Katie told you he had the fractured left hand in spring training and also suffered a left knee sprain while with the Clippers. So he's had time on the DL. But back healthy, said he feels great. And obviously very fortunate to get this opportunity. He's got the pad over that left hand just to keep it protected. It's the one that was hit by the pitch back in spring training. Ball 4, he draws a walk, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Lou Marson.
Well, Danny Duffy, a young pitcher, so there could be some inconsistencies there. He's walked 2 in the inning. That's going to give Marson an opportunity. The Indians can come right back and try and tie it up and even take the lead with a base hit here.
And a called strike, says Wally Bell. Marson this year has only been to the plate 1 time with the bases loaded, and that resulted in a sac fly.
Well, we don't have time to give him a sac fly today. There's 2 outs. He's going to have to get a base knock.
That's right. And it's quickly 0-2. Santana, who led off the inning with a base hit at third. Fukudome, who walked at second. Donald also walked. He's at first. But with 2 down, Lou Marson down on the count now, 0-2. And he strikes him out to end the inning. Tribe leaves him loaded. And after 2, it's the Royals 2 and the Royals 1 and the Indians nothing. For the third, want to remind you to stay tuned later in the game for our Miller Taste Greatness moment. For Kansas City here in the third, Alcides Escobar, Alex Gordon, and Melky Cabrera due up. Escobar 3 for 8 in the series. Two balls, no strikes. Taking all the way, it's 2-1.
Well, we have to send out a very special birthday wish today to Ruth Blah of Huron, turning the century mark, 100 today. Ruth, happy birthday to you.
Happy 100.
We also have Russell Burton of Wayne, Ohio, turning 78. Terry Brooks of Carrollton, Ohio, is 58. Linda Lowe of Blacklick, Ohio, 53. Sydney Gerke of Findlay is 50. Happy birthday to each and every one of you on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hope you're all celebrating and watching a ball game.
2-2 to Escobar. That's fouled on the right side.
And we have Augie and Dorothy Simone celebrating their 57th wedding anniversary from Aurora, Ohio. There you go. He's got a souvenir, giving high fives to everybody in the neighborhood.
Carmona ready now with a 2-2. Full count. Top of the order, Alex Gordon waits on deck. Payoff pitch.
This is a guy that settles down into the number 9 hole in that lineup because they have such good hitters 1 through 5, at least 5, and Mustakis in the 6 hole. His job is to play shortstop, catch everything in sight.
Swung on and missed. Carmona gets his first strikeout. One down here in the third. Let's check in once again today with Katie Witham.
Thanks, Matt. Well, if you're thinking about bringing the family out to the ballpark, you have to check out the KeyBank Grand Slam 4-pack. It has everything you need for tickets, food, 4 Indians caps, and parking. Check it out now online at Indians.com, guys.
Okay, thanks, Katie. Alex Gordon lifts the fly ball to right field, right at Kosuke Fukudome. 2 down. Tell you what, the crowd that was here last night, over 30,000, spirited bunch. They were into it right there at the end of the game when the Tribe came from behind to win it. And then they were treated to what has to be the best fireworks show you will probably find anywhere.
There's no question.
A solid 30-minute just explosion of pyrotechnics.
It's it's about a half an hour long. It's twice the music, the fireworks. They advertised it, and they went back-to-back Friday and Saturday nights, and it definitely is entertaining. There's no question about it.
And Town was alive last night because after that you had the concert right across the way
Taylor
here.
Swift. Gary stayed here and went across next door in there to catch the encore.
I heard he was part of the entourage.
I think he was. He helped him pack up and leave.
Tried to pack himself in a trunk, but he wouldn't fit.
They had excess baggage removed from that truck going on to the next stop.
The 1-1. A little bit low. Cabrera with a single his first time up. Three balls and a strike. The 3-1 is ball four. So a 2-out walk keeps the inning alive. And it brings up Billy Butler, who singled his first time up. Butler's hit in 7 straight games, going 13 for 30. He had his home run streak stopped last night. He had hit in 4 straight games, home runs. Over the last 2.5 seasons, no major leaguer has doubled more times than Billy Butler. 122 since the start of the 09 season.
Well, that ballpark they play in is a terrific park for that. It leads all of baseball with triples. And I know Kansas City, they're second in baseball in triples with 23, at least in the American League.
That'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Kansas City. Home run by Jeff Francoeur in the second inning. Bottom of the third, top of the order here for the Tribe. Michael Brantley looks at a ball up and in, called out on strikes his first time up. Indians start the day a game and a half and back of front-running Detroit in the AL Central. Tigers have played 3 more games than the Indians have played so far this year. They're even in the loss column. But Detroit with 56 wins, the Indians with 53.
They'll pick up one of those games tomorrow with the Indians playing in Boston. Detroit will have the day off.
Brantley fouls it away.
You know, going through the first time in this lineup, for me, Danny Duffy, the young pitcher, looks like he can be effectively wild. You know, consistently he can get it up there anywhere 92 to 94. He has a changeup and a nice breaking ball. But as a lot of 22-year-olders, how consistent will he be?
That's a fair ball behind the bag. Hosmer has no play,
Yeah,
and Brantley beats him to the bag. Duffy assumed that Hosmer would be able to make the play himself, and by hesitating, he gives up the base hit to Brantley.
He cost himself a base runner right there. That ball was right over the bag, and by the time that Hosmer can get the ball, he's looking to flip it and watch Duffy. He's jogging over there thinking he's going to get it. That's, you never think like that. Get over to the base in case he needs help. So he gave Brantley a base hit there, and he'll take it. Get the leadoff man aboard.
Now Jason Kipnis, who grounded to second his first time up. Lob toss to first. Brantley with 13 steals on the year. Snap throw over in a very close play, but Brantley able to get back. Duffy looks like he's got pretty good poise on the mound and able to control the running game to a certain degree here, at least from what we've seen so far.
Well, his pitching coach over there, they got him again. Second time they've picked off a runner by the Indians. They're going on first movement. They think they have something. I was getting ready to say their pitching coach, Bob McClure, had one of the best moves in all of baseball. So now whether he can, translate that over to the young pitchers, I don't know. But this guy's already picked off two of the Indians' base runners today, Cabrera and now Brantley. Easy outs at second base.
Jason Kipnis fouls it off.
You know, you try and go on first movement off of him, and it looks like he can make that adjustment and throw to first base where he doesn't really lean toward the plate, and you can pick something off.
And the ground ball to short. 2 down. Today's trivia question is brought to you by AT&T. 1963, the Indians hit 4 straight homers in the 6th inning against the Angels.
We know that, the answer to that one.
We'll have the answer for you coming up later in the game. As Drupal Cabrera, an infield single, his first time up. Two and one. Danny Duffy with the 2-1 pitch. That sails high. 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch will be number 50 for Duffy today. And he draws a 2-out walk. Keeps the inning alive here for Carlos Santana, who comes in red hot.
Check out Progressive Fields all-you-can-eat seats where you can enjoy unlimited hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and Pepsi products for just $32. You get your tickets at Indians.com, and remember to buy your tickets in advance.
Santana rifled a single into right field in the second inning. It's his first hit in the series that did not go for extra bases. Cabrera was thrown out trying to steal in the first inning, just as Brantley was here in the third.
A little slide step there on a quick pitch.
Melky Cabrera makes the catch, and after 3, it's the Royals 1 and the Indians nothing. Fourth inning, Eric Hosmer, Jeff Francoeur, and Mike Moustakas. Tigers lead the Angels 2-0. They're in the fourth inning at Comerica Park. White Sox hosting Boston, and they're just about ready to get underway in the Windy City. Eric Hosmer bounced into a double play, and that ended the first inning. And the 1-1. Pirates are underway in Philadelphia over in the National League. They picked up Derek Lee from Baltimore in a trade to try and give them some help offensively, and we'll see if Lee can give the Buccos a boost. He's got to be thrilled to get out of Baltimore after the O's fell to 42-62 with another loss yesterday and a doubleheader sweep at the hands of the Yankees. And
that second game, but they scored 12 first inning runs
in the
second game. I think they ended up scoring 17 in the ball game.
That was that Zach Britton who got the start for Baltimore. Carmona with a 2-2. Hosmer strikes out. Second K for Carmona, one down here in the fourth. And we'll go back to the studios right now to hear what Al Pulaski has to say about that Angels-Tigers game going on in the Motor City.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to Motown. Bottom of the third inning, scoreless. And Maglio Ordonez launches his fourth home run of the season. It's a two-run blast, puts Detroit up 2-0. Justin Verlander on the hill for the Tigers, and surprise, surprise, a no-hitter going through the fourth. Back to you, Matt.
Wow, we expected that one to maybe be goose eggs for a while over there with that matchup, Weaver and Verlander. But the two-run homer stakes the big boy. Two of the best going at it right there.
One ball, one strike. Francoeur accounting for the only run in this game. He dug out a sinker in the second inning and sent it to the bleachers in left field for his 14th home run of the season.
Yeah, that was the 9th home run given up by Carmona to right-handers this year. And it was, I mean, he used to keep the ball in the ballpark. A lot like what Justin Masterson has done this year. He's given up just 4 home runs in his starts this year. But for some reason, it's straightened out and it's going out of the ballpark for Carmona.
He's falling behind Francoeur 3-1. With Mike Moustakas waiting on deck. That's the second walk issued by Carmona. 1 on, 1 out for Mike Moustakas.
Well, it's time to think about the Cleveland Indians fantasy camp out in Goodyear, Arizona for 2012. It's a terrific week. It'll be held January 14th through the 21st this year. Campers, it's an all-inclusive week with uniforms, first-class treatment, first-class accommodations, and a lot of baseball jam-packed into that week. If you are interested, call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com. And it is a lifetime of memories when you come back from there, that's for sure.
Ball 1 to Mike Moustakas. Popped up on the infield his first time up. Francoeur will take off. He has 18 steals on the year, and he had a key steal last night for Kansas City. He led off the top of the ninth with a base hit, and then he stole second and came around to score the go-ahead run at that time. Two balls, no strikes, and Lou Marson going to take a slow walk out to the mound. Carmona 54 pitches, 32 strikes. But after the walk to Francoeur, he's falling behind Moustakas 2-0. Tribe down 1-0 here in the fourth inning. Moustakas was the second overall pick in 2007. And last year he led the minor leagues, or was tied for the minor league lead, I should say, with 36 home runs. 2-1. Runner goes, 2-1 pitch, hit, fouled on the right side. He was out in front of that.
Yeah, he was waiting for that fastball. Sitting on it, Francoeur took off, had a pretty good jump against Carmona. But all for naught, have to go back. He had that hitter's count, and he figured, okay, he's going to get a pitch to hit. And I think Ned Yost thinks, which you normally do with the sinker ball, you're going to hit it on the ground. So he started his runner in hopes that he could find a hole. If not, steal a base.
Two pitch. Bounced fair down the first baseline and into the right field corner. Fukudome digs it out.
Interference at first. Carlos Santana just blocked off.
And now the throw gets by Santana and the runner scores.
Oh, boy. Interference. Moustakas is automatically going to get second base. Santana blocked him out at first base, but the throw coming in from Fukudome got away, and it's not a dead ball, so it allows Francoeur to come in and score the second run. Let's see exactly what happened here. It was right over the bag. Now watch Santana. He's standing right on the base, and here comes a base runner. He's got nowhere to go. He gets right in his way, so he's automatically given second base. Now, I was watching that. On the relay, I didn't see what happens. Here comes a relay throw that is not a good throw. It short hops, and Santana wasn't really backing up that play after the play either. So, wasn't a good throw from right. It wasn't picked by Kipnis, and there's going to be an error, and it allows a run to score.
Ooh, they give the error to Kipnis.
You got no RBI on the play, but that's allows a run to score.
Usually on a short hop, they give the error to the outfielder.
That's what I was saying. Well, they may change it. I mean, because that wasn't an easy play for Kipnis.
Santana will take this himself, 2 away.
Any way you slice it, it's still an error. Let's check this throw out again. Here comes the throw from Fukudome. I don't know. Maybe he moves his feet. He was able to get out there and get the ball, I think they may be saying.
Gets with a ground ball routine. Second base. Kipnis gobbles it up, throws him out. But the Royals convert a walk and an error into another run. Kosuke Fukudome and Austin Kearns due up. Another gorgeous sunny Sunday on this Kids Fun Day. Matt Laporta with a high fly ball, left field, back goes Gordon. And now in a few steps, one away. Minor League Report brought to you by Kia. Jared Head last night in a 5-4 win for the Clippers. Went 2 for 4 with a homer, a double, drove in 3. 16 dingers in 90 games this year for the non-drafted 05 signee. Kosuke Fukudome drew a walk his first time up. Oh for 7 as an Indian. Count evens at 1-1. Threw it by him, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weekly hit to short. Escobar throws him out, 2 down. Austin Kearns fouled out to the catcher. In his first trip to the plate here today. Oh for his last 8 at the plate. Big curveball, and he finds the strike zone to get ahead 1-2. Kearns with a line drive single into left field. And it comes with 2 outs here in the home half of the 4th.
He wants that pitch down in the way. He made a mistake with it. He lets that ball get on the inner part. That was a changeup. He's had very good control with that changeup today. He let this one get inside a little bit, and it speeds up the bat of Austin Kearns. So the Indians with their 4th hit. All of them singles today.
Jason Donald bangs it foul third base side. Now the 0-1 pitch. And a strike called, 0-2. Danny Duffy ready. 2-strike pitch. Down and in. 2-0 Royals. Indians batting in the bottom of the 4th. Tigers lead the Angels 2-0 in the 5th inning in Detroit. The Red Sox, they're in the 1st inning, scoreless in Chicago. And the 1-2. Strikes him out to end the inning. 4 complete, 2-0 Kansas City. United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. And by Panini's. Go to paninisgrill.com for their new food and drink menu and a location near you. Two 2-0 Kansas City. 5th inning. And it will be Alcides Escobar, Alex Gordon, and Melky Cabrera for the Royals. Escobar struck out his first time up.
Did go deep into the count, though, and had about a 7-pitch at bat. This is a big out here to get that leadoff man aboard. They're rolling over for the 3rd time to the top part of that Kansas City lineup, and that's the part that can do some damage.
Liner to 3rd, snared by Donald, 1 away.
How about that? Right on the nose and a nice play. That's just a reaction play by Jason Donald. A line drive, he just goes to his knees and ends up making the play. Nicely done. And I mean, this ball was smoked. He had no time. He just leaned to your left, put it in the glove, and hold on.
Alex Gordon 0 for 2.
Just what you were talking about, Matty.
Oh, the error that was originally charged to Jason Kipnis now give to Kosuke Fukudome.
Well, they had time to look at it and see that that ball probably short hopped Kipnis. But like I said, it didn't matter. It's still, they get a run any way you slice it.
Our scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers in the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. Carmona with 8 ground ball outs so far here today. Fly ball, deep center. Back goes Brantley, and it is gone. Alex Gordon, home run number 14. Second solo shot hit by Kansas City today off Fausto Carmona. And it's now 3-0 Royals. And that's the second homer in the series for Alex Gordon.
Well, that's unfortunate there because he worked hard to get ahead of Alex Gordon. 0-2 in the count, and then let's see where the pitch is. They want to go in, and he leaves it belled high, middle of the plate. Boy, you have to make a conscious effort of burying that ball inside. That's where Marson wanted it. And when you don't get it to there, they're going to do some damage, and that's a shame. An 0-2 home run.
2 down.
I know Tim Belcher can't like that. You work so hard to get ahead in the count.
Man, it's one thing you give up an 0-2 base hit.
Even those are tough to handle sometimes. But I'm saying when you work hard, you make that pitch to get ahead of a good hitter 0-2. You don't leave them one middle of the plate. If you got to go inside, bury it inside and make sure you miss off the plate. Don't miss out over the plate or you see what happens, a 400-foot line drive.
Billy Butler 1 for 2. Chopped to short as Dribble Cabrera. Santana tags him while he came off the bag, inning over. Another long ball from Kansas City, and the Royals lead at 3-0. Three to nothing. Tribe has had a hit in every inning of this game. Lou Marson will lead it off. Then it's Michael Brantley and Jason Kipnis as the Indians will cycle through for the third time against Danny Duffy.
Yeah, they've had 2 leadoff singles in the second and third inning, and they've had 2 two-out singles in that first and the fourth inning. But haven't been able to do anything with the leadoff singles. But it's been that way. You look up, we're in the 5th, 6th inning, this homestand, and you look on the board, and there's still no runs on the board. They haven't been able to get on the board early on this homestand.
Well, you take away the 4 spot in the 9th last night, they just haven't scored period on this homestand. Marson strikes out for the second time today. That's 5 Ks for Danny Duffy. Our recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Jeff Francoeur with a home run made it 1-0 for Kansas City in the second inning, his 14th of the year. Mike Moustakas with the double, and then the error allowed another earned run to come home. And then Alex Gordon with his 14th home run. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Michael Brantley with a base hit his last time up. Sliced foul the other way. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, on this homestand, Matt, when we're talking about the first 5 innings of the game, they have scored 3 runs on this homestand.
Brantley strikes out 2 in the inning, 3 straight for Duffy that he's punched out, 6 in the game.
See, look where Pena's sitting. They want to go high fastball. Boy, he put it in a very good location. Just keep it up above the hitting area, and he gets Brantley to swing through it.
Climb the old ladder on him. Jason Kipnis, couple of ground outs so far today. One and one the count. Kipnis trying to snap out of an 0 for 12 skid. Takes the ball low, and it's 2-1. Two and two the count. "75 pitches for Danny Duffy, and 50 of those have been strikes." And a curveball wouldn't chase. Full count. Payoff pitch hit pretty well. Deep right field. Back is Frank Coeur. It's over his head and gone. Jason Kipnis' first major league home run gets the Indians on the board, and the Tribe trails at 3-1 here in the 5th inning.
Kipnis,
that's a way to stop an 0 for 12.
His first major league home run. Put a nice swing on the baseball. It had some carry. It gets over the head of Frank Coeur. The Indians are on the board. 3-2. He wasn't going to walk him. Looked like a fastball right there. He left it central. And Kipnis was able to level it. That's our home run replay, brought to you by Great Clips. Great needs, great deeds, great clips.
And now, as Asdrubal Cabrera drives one into right field into the corner, and he's into second base with a double. Now the tying run will come to the plate here in the 5th inning in the form of Carlos Santana. So after striking out the first 2 in this inning and 3 straight going back to the 4th, he gives up the homer and the double.
There's a pretty good pitch there that Cabrera stayed on and knocked it down the line. Good swing. Didn't try to pull it. Cabrera goes into second with his 25th double.
Santana looks at a strike, doesn't like it. Singled his first time up, fly to center in the 3rd. Cabrera at second base. The 0-1 to Santana outside. Evens the count at 1-1. "15 homers, 19 doubles for Santana this year." Down and in. It's 2-1. Matt Laporta waiting on deck.
Indians 4 for 7 today, hitting with 2 outs in this ball game. They had, I told you, the 2 out base hits, and you have 2 more here in the 5th inning.
And again, Santana not on the same page with Wally Bell as he turned away. It's 2-2.
It's a breaking ball. It's going to come across the plate. There you see it coming down as well. Well, you can see the third time through, it gets better and better once they get a look at Danny Duffy.
Hit in the air right field. Back goes Francoeur. Still going back. He's out of room. Can't make the catch. It's off the wall. Scoring is Cabrera. Around second. On his way to third is Santana. And he's in safe with an RBI triple. It's a one-run game. For Santana, his second triple of the year. And the Indians exploding with 3 straight extra base hits after 2 out here in the 5th inning.
Now, it looked like Francoeur had an opportunity to catch this ball, but with a high sky and the sun going right into your eyes, it's going to be our McDonald's I'm loving it as this inning continues with another extra base hit. You see, he could have caught it. He thought he was going to hit that wall before he got back there. And then that ball, I think he was feeling the wall. He felt everything, and that glove just went out. I think he expected a little contact prior to that ball getting there, but Santana gets a triple. The Indians have 2, all coming with 2 outs here in the 5th. Bob McClure will take a visit to the mound and talk to his young pitcher, Danny Duffy. So back come the Indians here in the 5th inning. 3 straight extra base hits.
And now let's see if Matt Laporta can keep the momentum going. 0 for 2 so far today. Fouled right back. You know, Laporta has the same kind of strength and power that Santana possesses, in that he could take that fastball just like Santana did the opposite way.
He sure can. He is. You're right. I think he's stronger than Santana, to be honest with you. It's just that, you know, he gets caught in between with his balance, and he guesses on a lot of pitches. I think he has probably some of the best power on this team.
Sends a high drive to right field again. Francoeur back, looking up into the sun. He's having trouble, and he makes the catch and hangs on for dear life.
Tough sky.
Well, that ends the inning, but the Indians fight back with 2 runs here in the 5th. It's a 1-run game. $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and you'll get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Tribe's right back in it now, down a run. 6th inning, Eric Hosmer to lead off. And grounds the first pitch to Santana for out number 1. just a little over an hour away from baseball's trading deadline. We understand that Ubaldo Jimenez is in Goodyear, Arizona, undergoing that physical examination that the Indians required. And as long as he passes that physical exam, then the trade will be consummated. And of course, that trade has the Indians sending their last 2 number 1 picks, Drew Pomerantz, Alex White, to the Colorado Rockies. And along with another young pitcher in the minor league system, as this fly ball is lifted to left field and Kearns grabs that. Cleveland Browns Family Day, Saturday at 2 o'clock. Free admission to the full squad team practice, live entertainment, autograph session. Log on to clevelandbrowns.com for all the information. Mike Moustakas with a double his last time up. A little bit outside. Two and 1 the count on Mike Moustakas. Popped him up. Cabrera says, I'll take it. He does. Carmona has his first 1-2-3 inning. Takes him 7 pitches to get through the 6th. Royals on top 3-2. Indians will send Kosuke Fukudome, Austin Kearns, and Jason Donald to the plate. A warm Sunday afternoon, game time temperature 84 degrees. Still haven't seen a cloud anywhere in sight. Jeff Francoeur was praying for a cloud last inning because he had some trouble in right field looking straight up into that sun on a couple of fly balls. He was able to hold on to Laporta's to end the inning.
Well, back-to-back coming here, yeah, that way. Santana's ball up near the fence. Tough play going back there, not knowing where you're at, looking into the sky. It's a bad feeling.
Fukudome rips one down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. His first hit as an Indian results in a double. And the tying run into scoring position to lead off the home half of the sixth.
Okay, last 4 hits have been extra base hits.
And Ned Yost has seen enough, I do believe.
I think you're right. Going back now, facing the lineup for the 3rd time, and they're starting to get an idea of what Danny Duffy's throwing, and they got a fastball that he drilled into the corner. So he gets a double on his first hit as a Cleveland Indian, and that's going to do it for Danny Duffy. 5+ innings.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Sixth inning, leadoff man aboard with a double. And the new pitcher is Lewis Coleman, right-hander coming on for the 33rd time this year.
Well, has a nice ERA in his 38 1/3 innings. Only 22 hits. He has walked 17, so you have to make him get in the strike zone. And with the leadoff double and the tying run out there, you get him over and get him in.
Austin Kearns base hit his last time up. Looks at a ball outside and almost took off to the backstop.
Yeah, they almost got him over on their own. In the series so far, the Indians just 2 for 13 against the starters with runners in scoring position. They've been able to handle their bullpen 3 for 8 in that situation, and that's where we stand. Man on second, nobody out.
1-1 the count. Hot smash to short, but that won't get the runner over. 1 away. Let's go back to the studios right now for an in-game update once again with Al Pulaski.
All right, man, let's go to Chicago where the White Sox hosting the Red Sox. And here off Mark Burley in the 2nd inning, Jason Varitek homers for the 3rd time in his career off of Burley. Boston takes a 2-0 lead. White Sox just scored in the bottom half. It's now 2-1 Bo Sox in Chicago. Back to you, Matt.
Okay, thanks, Al. Tigers still leading the Angels 2-0.
Big boy's got a no-no, doesn't he?
They've gone to the bottom of the 7th in Detroit. And Justin Verlander, 7 innings, has struck out 7. He has walked 2, has not allowed a hit. He's already thrown 92 pitches in those 7 innings.
That's not bad for him. That's really pretty good for him.
Fukudomo the tying run at second base. And Donald was trying to bunt for a hit right there, but he couldn't square it up, and it's 0-2.
Now's the time you want to drive them in. You don't want to get them over. You want to drive them in and tie the ball game up. Getting in late innings.
One ball, 2 strikes. Coleman, who made his major league debut back in April against the Indians, pitched 2 scoreless innings in that 3-2 Royals win. And he's going to ring him up. 2 down.
It's a breaking ball that starts at Jason, and you're going to see it probably break around the plate. He hasn't been calling an inside pitch. That's not a strike. No, it's not. He hasn't been calling the inside pitch all day. Why you're going to start now? I mean, that breaking ball, I don't think it had the plate. He rings him up, and what are you going to do? You got that tying run at second base. Not much you can do when you leave it into the hands of the umpire.
Well, Lou Marson's had a tough day at the dish. 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. Left him loaded when he punched out in the second inning. Left-hander Tim Collins up in the Royals pen.
Well, as much as we talked about his stance when he comes from the stretch of the windup being closed, Luke Coleman's the same way. When you look at him from the right side, watch how far he closes, and he's facing towards second base as well.
Two balls and a strike. He deals. And Marson with a long fly ball. Deep left field. Stay fair. And it's foul right in front of the pole,
man.
I guess.
Boy, it had to be because it looked fair from where we're sitting. And there's the guy with the ball, but he is in foul territory. They tried to sneak one by Lou inside. It did not happen. Boy, it had the distance, and that would have gave the Indians the lead. Let's take a look at this pitch. He went in there with the fastball, and Lou had it, and just, boy, oh boy, oh boy. He's running down the first baseline, not looking at it. Here we'll get a better look, and you'll see it does. All in front of the pole, and it misses by about a foot or so. It's too bad. That would have gave the Indians the lead. Now you're just looking for a base hit to tie it up. I don't think you'll see anything middle in from that point again. That's the thing that gets me. A lot of times the relievers, they don't like to go inside and mess around because if you make a mistake in there, it can cost you a game. And now, as Pena went right back out to talk about him, now you see that's a better pitch right there than the one he rang up Jason Donald on. That's a tough one to take. You throw it again, and I bet he calls it.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. So good at bat for Lou Marson.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, he was on to get all the right-handers, and now Collins will be coming on for the top of the lineup, and Michael Brantley and the left-handers.
Another timeout here at Progressive Field. Indians with 2 on, 2 out here in the 6th, down a run.
$1963, that's a while ago.
4 straight homers in the 6th. Who were they? Woody Held, Pedro Ramos, Tito Francona, and Larry Brown.
Yeah, Pedro Ramos, Redbird told me, had 2 home runs in that ballgame. Now, he was the pitcher and also struck out 15 batters in that game. So that was some kind of day for Pedro. But Tito was in there, Larry Brown and Woody Held. Good trivia question. That hasn't happened much. 4 consecutive homers in a ball game. Maybe, 3 times, I believe?
Tim Collins facing Michael Brantley, who is 1 for 3 today. Couple of strikeouts for Brantley. But Michael here with 2 on and 2 out, a chance to knot this game up.
Well, they're going to have to continue their 2-out hitting. They've done very well. 5 hits on the afternoon with 2 outs. Marson just missed, hitting a 2-run homer to give the Indians a lead. Then he worked the walk to keep the inning going.
Popped him up on the infield. Moustakas, the third baseman, gives way to Escobar, and that'll do it. We'll go to the 7th. It's still 3-2 Kansas City.
On top, the Tribe 3-2. We're out here hanging out in the Time Warner Cable bleachers. Tickets just $10 out here. You've got a great view. And you know what? We just wrapped up the award-winning Rockin' Blast. We've got fireworks coming for you again. If you missed out after every Friday night home game, you can catch some fireworks and select Saturday games. Log on to Indians.com to check out the schedule and get your tickets now. Matt, Rick, we'll send it back over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Katie. 3-2 Royals now in the 7th inning. Fausto Carmona. They only needed 7 pitches to get through the 5th and 7 more to get through the 6th. Of course, one of those 7 pitches in the 5th inning landed over the fence. And that's the
an
difference
0-2
in the
pitch.
game.
But, you know, the one thing is after they scored, he came back and got him right back into the dugout. Have to put that 0 on the board. And he's going to face the bottom part of the lineup here. And he's still only at 76 pitches.
Yeah, he's been pretty.
It's outstanding for him.
Pretty efficient. He's walked 2, struck out 2.
I told you I was sort of curious to see how the Royals would approach Carmona today. They've been aggressive, just like they were against Masterson. They get after you early in the count. If you're going to start them off with the fastball, they are not shy.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounded to second. Jason Kipnis handles that without incident. 1 down. Let's see what's going on with Justin Verlander in his bid for his 3rd career no-hitter with Al Pulaski.
Well, Matt, he's only 6 outs away now as he's made it through 7, not giving up a hit to the Angels. His line, 7 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He also got a little bit more insurance. A home run by Carlos Guillen in the bottom of the 7th puts the Tigers ahead 3-0. Back to you, Matt.
Well, you can make a statement when that guy toes the rubber. There's any given chance or any day he can throw a no-hitter if he's on his game.
I mean, that one game we saw him throw against the Indians, he was, I don't know how they got to hit that.
Change up, curveball, fastball, had it all working. He is something special, boy.
Michael Brantley takes care of Chris Getz for out number 2.
17 Royals hitters have seen 3 pitches or less today, so that's why the pitch count is down. They've gone after Carmona early.
Here is Alcides Escobar 0 for 2. He scorched one his last time up, lined it right to third where Jason Donald made a fine catch to retire him. Red Sox, White Sox tied at 2 in the 3rd in Chicago. Twins are out in Oakland for a 4 o'clock start. Yankees lead the Orioles 4-2. They're in the 6th in Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays shutting out Texas 7-0 in the 4th inning at the Rogers Center. 1-1 pitch. Out of play to the right. Phillies lead the Pirates 3-2. They're in the 5th in Philadelphia. Houston over Milwaukee 3-2. They're in the middle innings in that game. Brewers began the day with a 1.5 lead over St. Louis. Cardinals at home tonight against the Cubs. The 1-2. Popped him up. Shallow right. Fukudome says, I'll take it. And he does. Again. The Royals go 1-2-3, and Carmona has set down 8 straight. Now Levin Furniture, home of Sealy's Posturepedic mattress, made in Northeast Ohio. And by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. It's time to join the Hyundai movement. Hey fans, don't forget you can log on to paninisgrill.com for their new food and drink menu, and that'll help you find the nearest location to you. For the Indians here in the home half of the seventh, Jason Kipnis as Drupal Cabrera and Carlos Santana. Kipnis homered in the fifth to get the Indians on the board. Cabrera doubled, and then Santana tripled him home. That's been it for the Tribe's offense so far here today, although they did have a chance in the sixth with a leadoff double, but they couldn't get him over and ultimately could not get him in.
Yeah, his first major league home run. It's a full count, picked on a fastball. And just gets over to 375 sign. Fun jog around. It got him on the board. They added one more in the inning, as Matt said.
1-2 the count. I don't think Kipnis was real thrilled to see that call to strike. Wally Bell, maybe he's given a little bit more to the pitcher at times here today. Kipnis got a piece of that to stay alive. And that rings him up with a fastball over the outside part of the plate. One down here in the seventh. Our Miller tastes great in this moment on this date, 1995. Albert Bell with a walk-off. Second night in a row. That was a slam.
Look at her beating him. I'll tell you what, you could get knocked unconscious in a pile there. Back in 95, that happened so often in that year. I mean, and the theme was this year in this ballpark, 5 walk-off home runs.
I mean, didn't that team, they really started that beating the guy up at home plate, didn't they?
Yeah, they did some damage to their players.
Never saw that before. You'd see, celebrations and that sort of thing, but not just pummeling a guy like they started in the 90s.
Yes, they did. You go in there, you get bruised and battered. But it was all worth it because it was a game-winning home run every time it happened.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Asdrubal Cabrera. Greg Holland, right-hander, up in the Royals' pen. Three and 2 the count. I mean, Ned Yost wanted badly to win this game. He felt like they let one get away last night. And he went to his bullpen in the 6th inning here today, even though his starter was only at 89 pitches. Now, yeah, the Indians were starting to zero in on him, and that had a lot to do with his decision as well. Cabrera with a liner toward right center. It's in the gap. Melky Cabrera cuts it off, and he'll hold Asdrubal to a long one-out single.
Yeah, this is one outfield you don't challenge their arms. At least when you're down a run, let's put it that way. Cabrera cuts it off on the backhand side in right center field, and he was waiting for Cabrera to try and go to second base. They all have very good throwing arms and all pretty much accurate. So you've got the one-out single now by Cabrera.
Here's Carlos Santana, 2 for 3 today. Gives him 5 hits in the series. Santana 5 for 11 with 3 doubles and a triple.
the second time today he gives a guy time, and it's the second time Santana's been at the plate. Both times that pitch, and one time they had Cabrera picked off first base, and he called timeout. That's giving the hitter some credit up there, calling timeout that late. Cabrera stole a base off Collins yesterday. I mean, had a great jump. And he picked the right pitch, if you remember, a curveball.
Mm-hmm.
And went cruising into second base, and that's what he's thinking about right now. He wants to make sure he keeps him close. Because being that closed, when he throws that curveball, it takes a lot of time.
The pitch. And a strike call to 0-1. Santana's 2 hits today, both going to the opposite field.
See, this is a pitcher I'm thinking with the left-hander with his move. He leans back on that back foot. You know, when he's closed, he leans back. So once you start leaning, you can't come to first base. See how he leans back there?
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes to first, he's going to have to stay level, and everything's going that way. When he comes to the plate, he leans backwards.
Yeah, there's a definite difference between what he does when he goes to first and what he does when he's coming home with regards to that initial bend.
You know, from where we see it, I don't know if you could see it over there at first base. You know, if it's different, but there, yeah, he did. He was able to read it.
Santana rifles it down the left field line. It's a foul ball. Oh, man.
Well, I thought it was going to stay fair. It was a line drive, hit hard. Second straight inning.
They would have had a chance, or at least a play at the plate on that one, I do believe, because Cabrera had a great jump.
Yeah, he was running on the pitch. I mean, he was off and running, so there's a good chance he would have. He finally gets the curveball, and he drilled it, but just the hair out in front. You can see it's in fair territory all the way, and then it just misses by about 6 inches. Short hops the wall, so it'll go as a foul ball. Marson, last inning, had the home run, just foul. Game of inches. Well, it's gone into Kansas City's favor the last 2 innings.
Santana with a fly ball left field. Gordon has that 2 down.
Time to make that pitching change now.
Ned Yost will go back to his bullpen. He wants the right-hander to face Matt Laporta. And we've got a timeout at Progressive Field. Royals lead at 3-2 here in the 7th.
Well, Greg Holland coming on for the 24th time this year. His record is 3-1. His ERA is 1.36. Opposition hitting just 179 in his 33 innings. He has 41 punchouts, so a strikeout guy coming on to face Matt Laporta. In the last 2 innings, the Indians have been oh so close to tie this game or take the lead. It's just been a matter of inches on foul balls. One off the bat of Lou Marson. The last one off the bat of Carlos Santana. And with 2 outs now, looking to get, they have 5 hits today with 2 outs. Man on first base, that's the tying run here in the bottom half of the 7th.
Matt Laporta with Cabrera at first base. And we'll see if Asdrubal bolts for second here.
Well, we'll see what kind of move he has. He throws it up there pretty good, and he looks like he's relatively quick to the plate.
Laporta shoots it back 1-1. Now the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Well, there'll be no hitter for Justin Verlander today. Angels have broken it up in the 8th inning, and they've scored a couple of runs, so it's only a 1-run lead now for the Tigers at 3-2. He went 7 2/3 before giving up the first hit. 3 balls and a strike here to Matt Laporta. The set and the 3-1 swung on and missed, full count. Laporta, last night's hero, with that 3-run game-winning homer in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to do some damage here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 down and the tying run at first. Cabrera takes off, and Laporta fouls it away. This is Laporta's time from the 7th inning on. He has 6 of his 10 home runs this year.
Well, with the head start that Cabrera is going to get on the full count, just find a gap out there and he might be able to score. He'll be off and running on the pitch.
By the way, those 6 homers from the 7th inning on lead the Indians as a team. Again, the payoff, and it's ball 4. So the tying run is at second base. Go ahead run at first. And the left-handed hitting Kosuke Fukudome, who got his first hit as an Indian his last time up, coming to the plate. Fouled back out of play. Two on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Angels lead at 3-2. Fukudome fouls it back. It's 0-2. Indians general manager Chris Antonetti has been busy this week trading for Fukudome on the off day Thursday, trading Orlando Cabrera away after the game last night, and agreeing to a deal that would net the Indians Ubaldo Jimenez, providing he passes his physical today. Now the 1-2. Got him looking to end the inning. Indians leave 2 aboard, and we'll go to the 8th. 3-2 Kansas City.
In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Three-two Kansas City, 8th inning now. Alex Gordon, Melky Cabrera, Billy Butler due up. Fausto Carmona starts the inning at 85 pitches on the afternoon.
Out there facing him the 4th time through.
24 of his pitches have been made over the last 3 innings. It took him 61 to get through the first 4, but man, he has been dialed in since the 5th inning. But he did give up a solo homer to this guy in the 5th, and that right now is the difference in the game. Gordon looks, it's down low, 1-1.
You look at this Kansas City team in the series, their top 3 hitters have done the damage. They're hitting .400. They've hit 5 homers and have had 11 ribbies so far. So they have pretty much set the table for everybody else.
Left-hander Tony Sipp up and loosening in the Tribe bullpen. Speaking of bullpens, the Texas Rangers have been looking for bullpen help, and they've made a trade with San Diego to acquire Mike Adams, who is a 33-year-old with a 3-1 record and a 1.13 ERA and 48 appearances this year for San Diego.
He's a nice setup man over there for Heath Bell.
And they also got Koji Uehara from Baltimore last night.
There's your 2 setup men for Texas now.
The Indians will be going to Boston and then on to Texas, so they'll see both of those guys. Pretty good chance next weekend. Down low, full count. Missed outside with it. Ball 4. So he walks the leadoff man here in the 8th. Multiple sources reporting online that Ubaldo Jimenez passed his physical, and the deal between the Indians and the Rockies is all set now. Cabrera trying to bunt and bring it with him, and it's foul.
You know, I like when he bunts in that situation. They're up a run here, and he has had a terrific series. Though when he goes up there and tries to bunt, it's almost like doing you a favor, for me. But it's a foul ball, so it's just a strike 1 count.
Gordon with 9 steals, back with a dive at first. And a liner toward left center field, a base hit in the gap. Diving to cut it off was Brantley. And Gordon will have to stop at third, but it's a double for Melky Cabrera. And the Royals are in business now with runners at second and third and nobody out in the 8th inning.
Well, Michael did a nice job to just keep that ball. I mean, if it gets by him, then Gordon's going to score. But Cabrera comes right back out and takes that little sinker down. That's a good pitch. It's out of the zone. But look at him. He drops a bat head and hits a double into left center field. So now the table is set for Kansas City to add to a 3-2 lead. Now watch Michael cut it off. Nicely done. If he doesn't cut it off there, Gordon scores.
It is now official. The Indians confirming that Ubaldo Jimenez has passed his physical, and it is a done deal. So the Indians have now officially confirmed that they have acquired Ubaldo Jimenez from the Colorado Rockies for the prospects we've already talked about: Drew Pomerantz, Alex White, Matt McBride, and Joe Gardner. So those are the 4 that will go to Colorado. Ubaldo Jimenez will be on his way to join the Indians after passing his physical now in Goodyear, Arizona. And believe me, there were enough signals put out there late last night and this morning to tell everyone, just hold on a second. This is important. We've got to make sure that there's nothing physically wrong or no red flags in the physical before this is a completed trade. And I'm sure they went over him with a fine-tooth comb in Goodyear, Arizona.
Absolutely.
For what they gave up. And we're just about 25 minutes away from the official trading deadline. Second and third, nobody out, and a strike to Billy Butler, who is 1 for 3. But the information, you talked about this last night, Rick, how fast it flies.
Yeah.
Within 20 minutes online, it went from, highly respected sources reporting that the Padres had traded Heath Bell to the Rangers to, wait a minute, it's Mike Adams, not Heath Bell.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The 0-1 pitch. Down low.
Well, here they have their infield now. It's like halfway. You know, it's not in to really cut it off with Butler. But with Gordon running, I don't know if they're going to start him with contact or not, because you have Hosmer up next. But this is a great opportunity for Kansas City to add to a 1-run lead.
And Butler smacks it into right field. A nice running backhanded grab by Fukudome. But Gordon will tag and score easily. And the Royals extend their lead to 4-2. Butler with the RBI is 53rd on the year. And now Manny Acta is going to make a move. So we've got a timeout here at Progressive Field. Carmona goes 7 1/3 innings. But he'll leave on the short end of a 4-2 Royals lead. And left-hander Tony Sipp coming on for the Tribe. 48th appearance of the year. And Sipp will be facing left-handed hitting Eric Hosmer.
Tony came in the game yesterday in the ninth inning. Gave up a sacrifice bunt to Moustakas. He was able to retire Pena, but gave up the base hit where Kansas City took the lead. 2-1. A couple of breaking balls that he left up in the strike zone, and he was able to hang on. He ended up getting the win in yesterday's ball game because the offense came back. But right now he's trying to keep it a 2-run game at 4-2. You've got Francoeur, the on-deck hitter, and then Moustakas, so they could pitch around him if they retire Hosmer right here.
He's 0 for 3 today, 1 for 11 in the series. Takes the ball down low. Strike over the outside corner. I think I said he was 1 for 11, 2 for 11 for Hosmer. He had a double in the first inning of the series opener, and then he had a single last night in the 6th inning, extending his hitting streak to 11. Here's a fly ball to center. Runner tags. Cabrera heading to third, and he'll get in there standing. And there are 2 down. And we'll bring up Jeff Francoeur, who has scored 2 runs today for Kansas City, 1 on his own homer, and 1 when he scored on the errant throw by Fukudome in the 4th inning.
This is where you're careful here with this situation. If you pitch to him, you better be careful.
Sipp with a 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes.
Let's go ahead and put him on. Not going to mess with me. Got the rookie and the left-hander on deck.
So the free pass for Francoeur brings Mike Moustakas to the plate. 1 for 3 with a double today. Last night in the 9th inning, it was a left-handed hitter that got Tony Sipp to give Kansas City the lead in the top of the 9th. It was Chris Getz who delivered that hit, and he blooped a base hit into right center field. But now he's challenging the rookie, Mike Moustakas. Francoeur bolts for second base, and Moustakas fouls it back. Popped them up foul and over the dugout into the seats. Moustakas awaiting the 0-2 from Tony Sipp here. And they go to first. Santana's nobody to throw to at second. But they end up with Francoeur caught in a rundown, and they get him out to end the inning. And Cabrera looked like he got spiked on the play. He comes up hobbling. The inning ends on a wild play. Royals lead 4-2. Burns, Jason Donald, Lou Marsendua. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. It will be Ezekiel Carrera. Who will bat for Austin Kearns. And we've got Lonnie Chisenhall on deck to hit for Jason Donald. Holland, the right-hander, delivers low, ball one. Checked his swing and it rolls foul. Tigers held on to beat the Angels 3-2 the final in Detroit. Carrera with a liner to right field. That's a base hit. Frank Court giving chase. He won't get to it. Carrera into second base with a leadoff double to start the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Lonnie Chisenhall being called back. I'm assuming he was not announced, and we'll get Travis Hafner will pinch hit instead here.
Yeah, you don't announce him until you get ready to walk up to home plate. So Carrera ends up getting that slider, and this guy has been a slider master. Everything he throws seems to be the slider. Carrera drilled it down into the corner and will end up with the third double for the Indians. Their 10th hit today. And now Hafner's going to come on to pinch hit.
As a pinch hitter this year, Hafner 2 for 6 with an RBI. Holland delivers. And Hafner takes a strike, though he's not convinced Wally Bell made the right call there.
Well, if you're watching on the TV, it's been like that all day. Yeah. But obviously, you sit on the sidelines, you're saying, okay, these guys are coming in saying it's not a strike. Well, now I know what they mean when you walk up into the batter's box. He hasn't called it into the left-handers. It's been down and away that he's called it.
Fouled back out of play, 0-2. The pitch. Bounced it in front of the plate. And a good block there by Pena.
This had to be about 53 feet. I mean, that's way out in front of home plate. Pena, a nice job to just keep it in front of him. Not allow Carrera to advance.
The set, the 1-2, and Hafner chops it back. $21,101 in attendance here today on this Sunday afternoon. Hoping to see the Indians do what they did last night, come from behind to beat the Royals late. Holland taking too much time. Hafner backs away. Indians have out-hit Kansas City 10-6. Their leadoff man at second base here in the home half of the 8th. And the 1-2 to Pronk. Bounced it in there. Pena can't smother it this time. And down to third goes Carrera. Well, the wild pitch puts a runner 90 feet away. Indians down a pair here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
You know, that splitter, that's got to be a splitter that he's bouncing in front of home plate, and that is a field pitch, and that ball, he spikes it right into the ground for the second straight time. This time, Pena couldn't save him. And don't think that's not a big base right there, because, you know, if you can get that run in, now you're just down 1. And that tying run comes to the plate every hitter.
Hafner with a hard ground ball to short. Escobar's only play is at first. Hafner's out. It's a 1-run game. As Pronk brings home Carrera with his 42nd RBI on the year.
So that wild pitch, pretty big, because that wouldn't have got the runner over to third base, but they're able to get him in after the wild pitch. So good news for the Tribe. It's now a 4-3 game.
And the bases are empty for Lonnie Chisenhall, who will pinch hit now for Lou Marson. Third straight pinch hitter for the Indians here in the 8th. Swung out and missed for Chisenhall. Trading deadline fast approaching at the top of the hour. The internet reports have Ryan Ledwick headed to the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was rumored to be potentially coming to Cleveland in a trade, but I understand those talks between the Indians and Padres stalled out, and the Pirates now appear to be in line to pick up Ryan Ledwick. You have to wonder, the Indians have traded away like 6 minor leaguers in the last couple of days. Not that they don't have a lot of minor leaguers in their system, but you know, if you continue to make trades, you can thin out your depth in a hurry.
Well, you go for it, man. They're going for it here.
Exactly.
That's what they're one run away. They're worried about this win right here today. You don't care about the minor leaguers if you're getting after a piece of the puzzle that you're looking for. That's what it's all about. How many times have we traded 2 Cy Young winners and Victor Martinez and other very good ball players for minor leaguers?
Yeah.
Now
nice
it's
to
the
be
other
on the
way
other
around.
end once in a
Yeah,
while.
you're trying to get some players in here to win, and I like that. That feels a lot better.
Down low, Chisenhall with a good eye there, 2-2. Holland delivers, and he strikes him out. 2 down. Our in-game box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-in Value Guarantee. Contributions from a number of different players here today for the Tribe. And again, they've out-hit Kansas City 10-6. But they trail by a run here in the bottom of the 8th. And a breaking ball for a strike. Oh, 0-2 pitch way up high as Holland tried to get Brantley to climb the ladder.
Did the same thing to Chisenhall. You change the eye level, get him off that split finger. Pitch that's diving down into the zone. You try and throw that high fastball where Pena's almost he's out of the crouch. Now we're coming back with the split. See ya.
He rings them up. And we'll go to the ninth. 4-3 Kansas City. As we go to the ninth inning, defensively now for the Tribe, Michael Brantley moves over to left field from center. Ezekiel Carrera just into the game takes over in center field. Lonnie Chisenhall is now at third base. Jack Hanahan is at first base. And Carlos Santana goes behind the plate. Other than that, it's the same guys who were out there last inning.
We got guys going everywhere.
Mike Moustakas 1 for 3 with a double to lead off. Pops the first pitch in the air. Carrera, the center fielder, calling for it. 1 away. Going to bring up Brian Pena, the Royals catcher, 0 for 3 here this afternoon. Low and away for ball 1. One ball, one strike. Fly ball center field again. Carrera backpedaling this time. 2 down. Indians head to Boston after this game is completed for a 4-game series against the Red Sox. It will be interesting to see what Manny Acta and Tim Belcher decide to do with their starting rotation with the addition of Ubaldo Jimenez. Josh Tomlin scheduled to go tomorrow night. David Huff on Tuesday. Carlos Carrasco on Wednesday. Justin Masterson in the series finale on Thursday. Now, Jimenez did pitch last night, but he only made 45 pitches.
I'm not so sure Carrasco's not going to get suspended for a game for being ejected, for throwing at somebody. That could cost him. But if that's the case, you still have to clear a spot, on the roster for Jimenez.
Right.
Because just because he's suspended doesn't mean you can just put somebody into his place. So we'll see what happens.
Joakim Soria will come on the ninth for Kansas City. Gets with a liner, almost took Sip with it. Right up the middle, a 2-out base hit keeps the inning going for Kansas City. And we'll bring up Alcides Escobar.
I mean, he had the breaking ball last night that he got a base hit to drive in a run in the ninth, and there he gets the fastball and short strokes right up the middle.
Getz does have 18 stolen bases. And with 2 down and a 1-run lead.
It's a prime time to run, but you may wait a pitch or two just to see his move over there. Getz usually has very good base stealing percentage in his career. I remember when we were first there in May, I think he had stolen 12 and had yet to be caught. But that came to an end. He has 18. He's been caught 7 times. Yeah, this is a hitter that doesn't drive the ball, doesn't hit a lot of gaps.
Pounds the outside edge with a strike. It's 0-2. And now Escobar. I mean, I can't tell you how many hitters today, folks, have either turned away just in absolute dismay at some of Wally Bell's calls, and there have been some like Alcides Escobar and Asdrubal Cabrera who've gone right to him and said, hey, wait a minute.
Go ahead and throw to first again.
Escobar bites it off.
Look at, they're shaking their head because they're having to swing at pitches normally they don't want to swing at. And as a hitter, you'll talk to yourself because you're afraid if you take it, you're going to get rung up. So you better go up there, look away, and swing away. But with 2 strikes, a little bit tougher.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes umpires have off days. And I'm not saying this to blast Wally Bell, but sometimes you're just a little bit off.
Well, or his strike zone just doesn't mesh. Maybe his strike zone is, he looks like he's been giving it away all day to both sides.
Runner goes, bounced in there, throw down. Good throw by Santana, but Getz able to beat it.
He did a terrific job to even make that close at second base with the way that pitch was thrown by Tony Sip. I mean, he backhanded a pick, and watch him pick it on the backhand. Short hop, boom, beautifully. And I mean, makes a strong throw. He made that a lot closer than what it should have been. So Getz gets number 19, and that's another insurance run in scoring position. That was a nice pick and throw.
One and 2 the count, with Getz now in scoring position. Even up at 2-2. Tony Sip ready, the 2-2 pitch. And Escobar again just slaps it away. Done that a couple of times in this at-bat. Looks like Joe Smith has jumped up to get loose in the Tribe bullpen. Two-two pitch. Again, he just slaps it away. It is Joe Smith who's getting up. 23 pitches so far for Sip, who came on in the 8th inning. Escobar making him work for it here. With 2 down in the top of the 9th, Indians down a run. They've got their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-2. It's low and it gets away from Santana. It gets, though, he didn't pick up the ball right away.
No,
Escobar didn't help him out.
He did not.
A lot of times that hitter will see it go and he'll wave to the runner to take off.
You know, it trickled through his legs, and, you know, he must have took his eye off of it and started going back to second base. He did. By the time he picked it up and saw the baseball was past Santana, it was too late.
So a 3-2 count with the left-handed hitting Gordon waiting on deck. And a payoff pitch.
This kid's putting together a nice at-bat after being down in the count. You know, after he didn't like that pitch outside, and he went back and told Wally Bell he's fouled off a lot of pitches. He's expanded his strike zone, but done it in his favor. 4 foul balls after getting 2 strikes.
(3-2). Again, it's fouled back. Coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, you're on STO. All bets are off. Then at 9, the Golf Zone with Jimmy Hamlin. And then at 10 o'clock, it's Training Camp Daily. So keep it tuned right here to STO. After the ball game, I believe that's Bruce, who will be in for All Bets Are Off on Sunday. And we're right back at it tomorrow night from Boston, Fenway Park. Indians Red Sox 4-game series gets underway tomorrow night at 7. Jason will have Indians on deck at 6:30. Tony Sipp once again with a 3-2 pitch.
Wow, this kid is
again,
really
fouled back.
I'll tell you, he is making them work for that final out in this inning. This is your number 9 hitter. He has an 11-pitch at bat working to this point.
Again, the 3-2. And again, it's fouled out of play.
It's becoming the Escobar show.
This will be the 13th pitch of this at bat and the 20th pitch of the inning for Tony Sipp. He was cruising right along here trying to get through this inning until Escobar came along.
I remember we had one here one day. I don't know if Colon was pitching, and I'm trying to remember who the hitter was. I think it was with Baltimore. It must have been a 17-pitch at bat, if I'm not mistaken. I got to think about that. But this kid is doing something very, very similar.
(3-2). Line to center, a base hit. How do you like that? What an at-bat for Alcides Escobar, and he comes up with a 2-out RBI single. Getz was running on that 3-2 pitch for third base, so he scores easily.
Boy, oh boy, how about that for an insurance run? That at-bat, that was a terrific battle by Escobar, one by Escobar. Sip had a fastball up and out of the strike zone. He just drilled it into center field. Look at that. He finally wins the battle right there. Oh, that's a big run, too. That is a very big run. The Indians came back to answer Kansas City's 8th with a run in the bottom half, and they come right back and put it on the board with 2 outs. Matter of fact, Getz got the base hit, stole a base, got himself in scoring position.
A 14-pitch at bat. And Escobar, after fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch, hammers it into center field. Alex Gordon has homered, walked, and scored 2 runs. Gordon with a foul ball. Sip with a lob toss to first. Now there's a report that the Red Sox, just before the deadline, traded for Eric Bedard from Seattle. There had been reports that the Mariners were not going to trade Bedard. Boston began the day with a 2-game lead over the Yankees in the AL East. They trail Chicago, though, 3-2 in the 6th at U.S. Cellular Field. Yankees beat the Orioles 4-2.
So we can pretty much now put those trade rumors to a close, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, without having to go through waivers now, because it's after 4 o'clock.
The deadline has come and gone. Of course, there may have been a few trades that got in just before the deadline,
right,
but won't officially be announced until after games are complete. The 0-2 to Alex Gordon, a toss to first instead. Broke his bat, bloops it to right, and it drops for a hit. On his way to third goes Escobar. Royals at the corners with 2 out. That came on an 0-2 pitch, and let's see what Manny Acta decides to do. Joe Smith is ready, and that's going to be it for Tony Sip. So we've got a timeout here in the 9th inning, with the Royals now on top by a score of 5-3. And with Melky Cabrera coming to the plate, Joe Smith is coming on when we come back. There were 2 down and the bases were empty. And then Tony Sipp has given up 3 straight hits. The Royals have added to their lead, and now it's up to Joe Smith to try to get out of the inning and give the Indians one last chance in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, yeah, you don't want to allow any further damage. Down 2 runs. See if they can get out of it. Kansas City been able to add on today. They have scored in 5 of the 9 innings. Their problem is it's only been 1 run in every inning.
Smith fires. Back-to-back strikes. Cabrera 2 hits today, 7 hits in the series. This guy's turned out to be a solid pickup for the Royals.
Yes, he has.
He just spoiled that to keep himself alive.
Emergency swing there to just foul it off. He picked that one out of the glove of Santana.
And the 0-2. Line to short. Oh, has dribbled Cabrera up the ladder to snare it to end the inning. But the Royals tack on a run, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. Indians down 5-3. Joakim Soria will try to close it out for Kansas City. The Indians got him last night, ending his consecutive saves game streak at 12.
Yeah, they got him in a big way. But, you know, he comes right back in, has an opportunity to start another one today. Indians down a pair, get that leadoff man aboard. Anything can happen the way it's been going. Both 2 games they won on the homestand have been 9th inning comebackers.
Last night, Soria got ahead in the count and then hit his dribble Cabrera on the foot. And that just started the wheels in motion for the Indians' comeback. He gets ahead 0-2. His manager even said after the game he thought, there are a couple of the pitches he made were good pitches, but he gave credit to the Indians hitters. The 0-2. A little bit outside. Jason Kipnis, first major league homer in the 5th, got the Indians on the board. Out in front. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. High and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes out Kipnis to start the bottom of the ninth. That's 12 strikeouts for Royals pitchers here today. Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show comes your way following the ball game. Conrad's home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. Has Drupal Cabrera 3 hits today. 2 singles, a double, and a run scored. Leans back. It's ball 1. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Strike called, outside edge. And the count evens at 2-2 for Asdrubal Cabrera. Three and two. Boy, this has just been one of those games where a lot of these pitchers, even when they've gotten ahead in counts, they haven't been able to put hitters away. Which is why we're well over 3 hours now. And it's ball 4. As Asdrubal Cabrera draws a 1-out walk. And that means that tying run will come to the plate in the form of Carlos Santana here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Santana has had a tremendous series swinging the bat. He is 2 for 4 today with a single and a triple. 5 for 12 in the series. And 4 of his 5 hits have been for extra bases. Takes a pitch low for ball 1. Boy, wouldn't you love to see Santana get aboard and get Matt Laporta up there again? He's been their late inning home run hero. He leads the team with 6 home runs from the 7th inning on this year. That's best on the club. And he also leads the team with 3 3-run homers. Santana wails away. Might have helped him out there. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he pulls a string on him, throws a changeup. 2-0 count. He's looking for the fastball. Remember last night when he had that double down the third baseline, and I see that Moustakas is on the line tonight. He hit a fastball and put his short swing on it. That was the long swing, trying to hit one out and tie it up.
3-1. Soria comes set, delivers, and Santana smacks it right back to the screen. Full count.
Gets a pitch to his liking and fouled it off. Straight back.
As Drupal Cabrera held at first by Eric Hosmer. Tying run at the plate. 3-2 pitch. Bounce to second. Short hop. The tag. The throw. And the game is over. Kansas City takes 2 out of 3 from the Indians. 5-3 the final score today. And the Indians lose 6 out of 8 on this homestand. With the win, the Royals are now 46-62. The loss drops the Indians to 53-52, and they fall 2.5 games in back of front-running Detroit in the American League Central Division. So disappointing to say the least for the Indians. As Joakim Soria hangs in there to get the save today, one day after he blew it last night. It's his 20th save on the year. Our play of the game brought to you by KeyBank. Thanks for making KeyBank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio.
Well, you're going to get a look at a 14-pitch at bat. And, I mean, won by Escobar. But it was a terrific battle. He was down in the count. He didn't like a call that the umpire made. And then in that turn, there was 2 outs and nobody on when Sip took that mound. It was about a 20-minute half inning. And this guy just kept battling foul ball after foul ball after foul ball to stay alive. And he's going to end up getting a big base hit to make it an insurance run. And, I don't know what to say. Anything bigger, that's that one insurance run they needed. That's going to be our key bank, key play of the game.
So fans file out as the Indians will limp to the plane and head off to Boston to start a big 7-game road trip. We're back with the Conrad's postgame show coming up next.